Hi guys, I'm Locutus, and welcome back to the Collective and Stellaris. Last time we created our species. We created the Dorg from the homeworld of Dorgal, and they're going to create the Empire, the Collective. And we're going to start our drive to bring order to the galaxy, as it were, with our collectivists. Well, I mean, we're not really militarist, but we don't really want... We're not in... But again, that's the thing. I suppose we are kind of like the Borg. We're not really interested in conquering other species out of, you know, militaristic conquest or some desire for power. We just want everyone to become part of the whole. They will all become one with the Dorg. So, again, we're slow breeders and slow learners, so our leaders don't get much, you know, we're stick in the muds in that regard, but we are adaptive, which means we adapt to our environments, and we are conformists. We seek consensus in all things. So let us begin. Incidentally, if you haven't already you know, noticed from the background, because I've got it probably a bit loud, if the music is a bit loud, do let me know. I will turn it down. But how about the soundtrack? This game's soundtrack is beautiful. I mean, it's so good that I have basically burnt it to CD and listened to it in my car. Yeah, I'm kind of sad like that, but it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous soundtrack. So let us begin.
Overlord. I am Vea, a prototype synthetic intelligence developed by the finest minds of our civilization to serve as your advisor. I shall endeavor to perform my duties with the utmost efficiency.
Okay, we are actually, I've played this a bit. I think I know more or less what I'm doing, so I'm actually going to use tips only.
Very well. I will provide tips, explaining only basic functions and tools as you explore them.
Which means he will give me little nudges, but he's not going to run me through the full tutorial. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got here. This is our home system, the Sirius system, because that's what I called it, because it's the dog star, and you know, with the dog Borg. So yeah. Okay, so. And the planet Dorgal. It's worth noting, I can rename it if I wish to. But no, I'm happy with that. I was just thinking it might get a little confusing later if Dorgal is different from... But let's have a look at our ships. So we've got a construction ship. That's pretty cool looking. We've got a space station, a spaceport even, which is where we build ships. We have a science ship. And we have a military fleet of 3 corvettes. And that's the standard start. At the moment the game is paused. As noted, it runs in real time. And so yeah, this is our home system. We've got... no asteroids this time. I've usually had an asteroid belt and starts, but again, it's random. We've got a few planets. We've got a frozen world. We've got a barren world. We've got a barren world. We've got a frozen world. Frozen worlds are interesting because they are potentially habitable if I research a few texts. So the first thing we want to do when you start the game, generally, is you want to get your science ship.
This is our science ship, which is used as...
Go away. And you want to survey everything. I want to start by surveying. If you right-click on anything in the system and go Survey System, it will automatically fly around and survey everything in the system in order. And then we can zoom out. Let's have a look at the galaxy map. This is our immediate vicinity. Oh, I didn't change the galaxy. This is an elliptical galaxy, so... yeah, this is the galaxy. As you can see, it's quite big. And this was just the default setting. I could go up as far as 1,000 stars on an elliptical or a spiral galaxy, and it would be enormous. But we're going to play on this for now. So what have we got in our immediate vicinity? We have got... our home system is a Class M star. And we have a Class B star, Class F star, Class M star. Most common stars in the universe, often refers to red dwarfs. Their low luminosity means they are difficult to observe. They tend not to create great conditions for life. However, it is the star type of our home system, so I wonder if it's more likely to have like frozen and tundra planets around it. So we might go and survey that system next. Let's go back into Sirius though. And other things we want to do at the start, we want to make sure that we have...
This is our home world and the capital of our...
Let's get rid of that. Let's have a look. We've got a governor on there at the moment, who is increasing happiness, reducing construction time, building costs, and block learning. He's actually a pretty good governor.
The Leaders tab lets us hire, dismiss, and assign idle governors, scientists, admirals, and generals.
Let's rename him. No, I'm not going to bother renaming him. Incidentally, if anyone wants to be leaders renamed after them, by all means let me know and I will do so.
Here we see a visual representation of this planet's surface.
Yes, go away, Veer. I should have turned him off entirely. I think I don't need the tips anymore, but... okay, what you've got here on the surface of the planet is you've got the populations I've got. They are currently working these tiles. I can move them around if I want. These tiles with the sort of hashed borders are blocked. They are blocked by, in this case, industrial wasteland or slums. You can click to clear them, but it costs, obviously, some energy and some minerals, and it takes a while. At the moment, there's room for my civilization to expand into without me having to spend anything to clear space, so I'm not going to bother clearing those yet. The ones in your home world that you start with, you can clear just with time and money. Ones on other planets you colonize might be other things. There will be hostile wildlife, they might be, native population, they might be, a volcano or an asteroid crater or forest, dense jungle, and you can't always clear them until you have the required technology to clear it, so you have to research the abilities to... what we are going to do, though, is in this tile here,
some buildings
we are going to start them building a hydroponic farm, because that will get in more food. Now you can build most of those buildings in any open square, but if it doesn't match the resource that it's already producing, you're going to override that resource. So for example, if I built that farm on this tile here, I'd get the 2 food that the farm generates, but I wouldn't be getting the engineering research. It would just get that. Whereas if I build this on a terrain that already produces food, it will multiply effectively. I think, it adds. I'm not sure if it multiplies flat or adds, but either way, I'm going to get 4 out of that rather than 2. So obviously it makes more sense. Let's click on this one. Why is that producing 4 food? Oh! Yeah, he's also getting an adjacency bonus because planetary administration is next door, which gives a +1 buff to everything around it, essentially. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't think anything else produces adjacency effects that I can see. I don't want to go too nuts building things initially though, because I don't have the money to do it. Let's unpause. Now let's go to research as well. We got...
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research effort.
We have 3 types of research. We have physics, society, and engineering. You research all 3 of them at once. You don't have to have a scientist assigned to them, but the scientists do provide bonuses. For example, if I take this guy... I don't think I can take him out, unless they've got something else to assign him to. No, I can't. For example, at the moment, this guy boosts speed in computing. The way research works in this, you don't get a research tree like you do in some games. You basically get research cards. There's effectively a deck of research cards. It's weighted, so some will come up more often early, some will come up more often later, and some will not come up until you have a prerequisite. For example, but you don't get them automatically, and you don't get the same ones guaranteed every time, so it means you won't get the same, you know, beeline. You can't just go, oh, every time. Like, for example, Master of Orion, I'm always researching automated factories first thing, every time. In this, not an option. Because I might get, you know, that tech that I want to research first time, but I might not get it. It might not come up for ages, so I'd have to, you know, I have to adapt. So every game will be different. What we're going to research for here is we're going to research... Ooh. That looks nice. Power hub. Now we're going to research solar panel network, which lets me put solar panels on our star bases, which means they essentially cancel out the maintenance cost of the starbase, so they will become free. We're going to go with here. We are going to immediately start researching New Worlds Protocol, which is what we need to build colony ships. That you always, I think, get as one of your first options. And you pretty much should always take it as soon as possible, because you want to get colonizing as quickly as you can. For engineering, get more research facility, or we could research nuclear missiles, or we could research ion thrusters. Which will increase our speed and will also increase our evade chance on our ships. I kind of think we should go with the thrusters, because the missiles are not actually better than our starting laser. Well, they are and they aren't. Missiles, they tend to do good damage and they're very accurate, but they can be shot down by point defense systems. Now we're going to go with arm thrusters.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire.
Best emerging class, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's the research chosen. I'm just going to give a quick rundown. The resources at the top here, you've got 3 basic resources. You have energy credits, minerals, and influence. I'm going to start this. I'm going to unpause this while we do this, because that means our survey ship can start doing its thing. Mineral energy credits. Energy is primarily used for maintenance costs. I mean, you don't really need to pay it out often to do many things, but as you can see, nearly everything in the Empire will require an amount of energy outgoing for maintenance. So, arguably, the stockpile of energy isn't as important as the rate you're gaining it. You want to try and keep that... I mean, the tutorial recommends you try and keep it at least at plus 10, and that's probably a good idea. Deputy Overlord, it's a new heir to the Empire. Oh, I see, so you don't get, yeah, of course, this is a, I've played democratic race ups now, which you get elections every so often, but we don't get that anymore, we get heirs. Minerals. Minerals is your primary currency for building things. So again, this one you do want to try and keep a stockpile. Obviously you want to try and keep the rate positive as well, but arguably having a good stockpile, if your rate dips a little bit, it's not true, but they recommend you want to keep that probably above 30 plus 30. Again, obviously initially that's not an option. Lastly, you have influence. Influence is a tricky one, because influence is spent for all sorts of things like political buildings and colony upgrades, expanding your borders with basically border stations. It also costs influence to be in an alliance or to found embassies and things like that. But you can see our ship going around there doing its thing, surveying the system. Oh, not habitable. But the trick is, influence, the rate you gain influence doesn't really change much. It's going to be that plus 3. Which means, you know, if I do join an alliance, you're at -2 to start with. So you're going to be in influence. The main thing is you want to keep a stockpile of influence, because it also costs influence to replace leaders, and as noted, leaders can die, and they will die just from old age eventually. So you always want to keep enough influence. I would say you want to generally keep a good buffer of at least a couple of hundred influence just so, you know, if a disaster happens and a whole bunch of leaders die at once, you can replace them. It's particularly important for scientists because you can get away without a governor for a while. Your colony will grow slower, but without scientists, you can't survey places, and you can't research anywhere near as well. Dorg has finished its surface construction queue. Okay. We're not going to build anything else on Dorg yet. I'm just going to pause this again because we're going to be using our initial resources to start building mining stations. As you can see, our survey ship's been going around. It's surveyed a few planets. Found frozen, done those, nothing of interest on them. These ones have little symbols below them, which means there are minerals available to harvest from these two moons of Alandra, or Aldara, which means we can, yeah, let's go back to here. We'll find our construction ship.
This is our construction ship.
Go away. And you can use the buttons down here. Most things in the game are available with a right-click context menu, though, so we're going to right-click on there and go build a mining station. And we're also going to, yeah, you can shift-click to queue up orders as well, but I'm not going to do it just yet because you never know what'll come up. It just gives him something to do. Accelerate speed a bit. Let's turn speed up to fast. Is there a keyboard shortcut for that? Yeah, we can use the plus and minus keys. Let's have them go faster. Pause again. Completed a mining station.
Mining stations are used to extract the minerals and strategic resources.
If you're playing this for the first time, by the way, I would strongly recommend you go check out the proper tutorial, because it's actually a really good tutorial. It sort of does little missions and walks you through everything. Up here you've got the situation log, which will show any little available mini-missions or interesting things. Note there's a ship designer there. We can obviously check our contacts. We don't have any at the moment. And the Empire. And the government tree on the left here you can use to set budgets. You can also set policies, but again, these cost influence. Like, for example, if I wanted to beeline, go away there, if I wanted to beeline towards, you know, and pump all the research into developing colony ships, I could plow everything into society research with a society research grants edict, but that would be slow down my other research. So I'm not going to do that, and it would also cost influence. Generally speaking, I wouldn't mess with the policies early in the game if I were you. And we're going to build a mining station over there, I think. Now you can see my energy is dropping. That's because mining stations cost energy to maintain. So let's go back to Dorg. And I think we had better start clearing these sprawling slums, because that has an energy credits option under them, and I can start producing more energy.
The spaceport tab is where we view orbiting
fleets. So we build more ships. We could build
and upgrade the
well, we can't afford to, but we could do in theory.
If the planet has no spaceport, we can order the construction.
And we can build one. Oh, shut up! Is there an option to shut him up after the fact? I might have to look at that. I've left that on just in case later on in this playthrough I get stuff that I don't know about, basically, and I might actually want to hear what he has to say. But I don't have any modules available to build on there yet, but once I've researched the solar panels, I'll be able to build them in there. And at the moment, if I mouse over it, you can see the maintenance cost for a starbase is 3 energy. Solar generate panels give you 3 energy, which means, essentially, they make the starbase maintenance free. The starbase, which, you know, makes sense. Other than a little bit of, you know, routine maintenance, it doesn't need power, which means I'm not having to ship, I don't know, energy or beam it up there or use valuable fusion reactors or whatever. I just let the solar power do the thing. So yeah, let's unpause again. And carry on exploring our first system. And we'll turn speed up again, I think.
We have found an anomaly. From time to time, our science ships will discover strange things while surveying worlds. These can be researched by scientists, but be certain their skills are up to the task.
Yeah, okay, so... During the survey of our home system, we have found something on Tirimba that did not match our earlier observations. Now, you can change the scientist if you have another one in another ship or another pool that you think is more suited to research this type of anomaly. But obviously in this case their failure risk is 0. Because they can go wrong. But let's research that. If you click research, the science ship will immediately, it'll stop what it's doing, it'll go back and research that anomaly, and then it'll carry on. So you can see, there it is, it's turning back around. And it starts surveying Timda, or Tirimba.
Construction complete.
And construction complete. What was that completed? Oh, hang on, let me just disentangle myself there. How are we doing? Dorg has finished its surface construction. Let's pause that. Let's go down to Dorg. You don't have to pause every time something comes up, but early on you might as well. Yeah, see, now I've got this energy resource available here. Now, I'm at the moment producing way more food than I need. That does increase my growth rate, but I'm going to reassign this population to that energy production facility up there. And I'm also... No, okay. Now the other option you'll notice I have up here is I have Purge and Enslave. Now that obviously is more useful if you have a mixed culture on a planet and one of them is, you know, rebelling or just causing problems and you just want rid of them for some reason. Enslave. I could enslave them. It would be a very Borgy thing to do, but we're not really there yet. Our species is extremely tolerant of slavery, but that is the way it goes. Bear with me 2 moments, I'm just going to pause here for a minute. Okay, let's carry on then. So, yeah. That's basically just, you know, this is anomalies, this is how anomalies work. It's kind of the first one you find in... It's always going to be something like that. Sometimes there are more than one in your home system, it is random, but let's carry on. He can finish off his survey of the system. Let's turn the speed down to normal because... let's turn it to...
System survey complete.
Okay, the system has been fully surveyed. So, we are, without further ado, immediately going to go out here and select that science vessel, and you can go and research or survey the Ermic system. Let's follow him. Okay, the way warp drive works, you have to be outside the gravity well of the star, which is this grey dash here. So he will get outside there, using sublight at the edge of the system, he will charge up his warp drive, and off he goes. And bloop, there he is. He arrives in the Ermic system. Ermic 1A, which is a moon, is potentially habitable. world though, so it's probably not habitable yet. Tomb worlds generally... It's an FTL trail. I think that's from me, so... Our scientist has gained a level. Oh, and our construction ship has finished what it was doing, so let's go back to it. Well, nothing better for it to do, so we might as well build... Oh, no. Let's unpause, because we haven't quite got the resources to do that. There we go. Let's build a mining station. And that is basically not a great starting system, in all honesty. We've only got 3 mineral producing buildings there, and no energy producing options either, so, well, that'll come in time. Okay. Oh, he's been busy already. He's already surveyed a few planets. That one is, as I thought, not really... Oh, but the star I can mine for energy, so that we will do ASAP. Mining stations, if the resource they're mining is energy, don't pay any maintenance because it's presumed that that's included in the cost, effectively. Or they can power themselves off the energy they're mining easily enough, and that's the surplus. So when our construction ship finishes, in fact, we'll give it a shift order. No. We'll give it a shift order when we have the resources to do it, I guess. Another little tip for this game, if you are new to it, when you go into the galactic map view, click this little tick box down here which says Details Map Mode, because with it off, this is what I would see on the map. With it on, you can see at a glance, if there's potentially habitable worlds, what unmined resources are available in the systems. If they've got a green number, then they're already being, accessed. If you haven't got that green number, then they are not being mined yet. And honestly, it adds a little bit of clutter to the map, but it's not so much clutter that you can't see what's going on, and there really is no reason I can think of you would ever want to turn that view mode off, because it just makes the game so much easier to see what you're doing at a glance. So, let's carry on surveying that system. We still haven't found out where we can colonize yet. That's okay, because we haven't researched colony ships yet either, so...
Hostile fleet detected.
Oh, hello! Direct course to the Sirius system. So, yeah. Okay, let's unpause here anyway. And we will carry on researching that anomaly. Still building a station over there. Let's turn the speed up again. Oh, it's paused automatically, I think. Yeah, there we go. The anomaly on Tiremba turns out to be a natural geometrical formation. It almost looks like a marker showing the way forward. The natural beauty of the universe can be quite astonishing. We should continue to investigate these sort of anomalies whenever we get a chance. Most assuredly grant us new knowledge. Bear me 2 seconds, it's got a message there, I'm just going to pause this.
Updated.
We have encountered some form of alien vessel in the Sirius system. We have flagged them as alpha aliens. Now, in this as well, you don't automatically make contact with any aliens you bump into. You have to research the ability to speak to them. Doesn't take too long, but and they can, if they're, you know, they might not be sentient life. They might just be a spacefaring organism, or they might, you know, there might be some ancient machine drones or something. They might not be interested in talking to you at all. If they are another empire and you don't research them, they might well research you after a while. But let's see what we've got here. It did not take long for the collective to come across intelligent alien life. The fleet's report to the Dorg capital somewhat understates just how alien these forces appear, and only in passing mentions the failure to open comms.
Evading hostile fleet.
Oh, hello! Whoa, 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 whoa! Evading hostile fleet? What's evading what now? They're going back to the starbase. What are we dealing with here? That's relatively dangerous. That's a combat rating of 150. My entire Corvette task force is a rating of 70. If this thing wants to pick a fight with us, it's gonna win. Well, actually it's not, because my station is much more powerful than it, and we'll hold it off. But if he wants to blow up my... This is a problem. Let's insert these alpha aliens immediately. I want to find out what's going on with them. I might need to start building ships sooner than I planned. Yeah. Let's build a couple of corvettes. They will join that fleet automatically if it's in orbit, I think. You can merge them otherwise. Let's just see what we can find here.
System survey complete.
Okay, we've finished surveying the system, and I think the hostile ship has jumped away. Yep, that's okay, it's not interested in us. So that being the case, now I'm going to produce those two corvettes anyway, because it would be useful to have a little more, you know, defensive ability if I need it. This guy, I think, can go off and survey that system. But yeah, that was a bit of a unexpected surprise. How's that research going? 33. I think once we've researched that, I might pause this for a little while here, because I've got to go out shortly, and this is as good a point to pause as any, I think, so... potentially habitable. Underworld, that's potentially colonizable by me. So that's more like it. This is already inhabited, but again, I don't think our empire is as fussed about some of my previous empires. Our policy has been much more benevolent. We can't really just go and supplant civilian life. Nearly got enough resources for our construction ship to mine that last. But we do.
Construction complete.
Spaceport's finished building those ships. It's looking a little shootier. You have naval capacity up here as well, which is noted. You do pay maintenance for them still, but you pay a lot more maintenance if you go over your naval capacity. And directly controlled planets. You can have that many available. Strategic resources are special things, but I don't get those. And that's how much research I'm gaining.
Anomaly found.
Oh, we've got an anomaly. An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above its planet. Massive sails projecting suggest it was relied on solar power to function. Yeah, let's research it. How are we doing over here? And that is indeed, as you can see from the green thing there, 80% habitable. So, yeah, we need to get working on a colony ship as soon as possible.
Complete.
Okay, the entities encountered by our fleet some time ago are spaceborne forms of life, quickly named space amoeba following the anomaly's gross misreadings of initial sensor output. The creature is in fact larger than the average Dorg corvette. Further study is warranted. We may choose to either remotely monitor the creature or attempt to swiftly bring down a specimen to study and eventually commercially exploit its remains. We can either observe them, or I think we're going to shoot them and mine.
Updated.
Take it one that seems more. Exploit them as a resource. So we need to neutralize the space amoeba. So we're going to need more ships for that, because that thing was quite dangerous. We don't know where it's gone anyway, but there's more of them around, I'm sure. We've got a black hole over there. Incidentally, despite what it says about black holes, you can survey them with survey ships and things properly, safely. They aren't actually inherently dangerous. They just affect the area around them. You know, it's assumed your ships are not stupid enough to actually fly into the event horizon. What do we got there? Yep. Let's carry on with the surveys. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Padahir 4. The Blight vessel was built by an unknown culture. It appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the vessel is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. An interesting, albeit primitive, design, which gives us 60 engineering research. An interesting note. That is the first evidence we have encountered as a species in this game of advanced, or certainly intelligent alien life. So I wonder if they will react to that. It has in previous games gone, ooh, alien life. Unless the space amoeba was already considered first contact, I guess. Construction ship's finished building there. There's nothing else a construction ship can really build in the system, so the construction ship at this point, I think I'm actually going to send it out here to start mining the energy out here. Well, we can move there. We haven't got the resources to do it yet, but it might as well, you know, make the warp jump now. As soon as I have the resources to do it. We're running out of energy quite quickly here. We need to start mining these energy stations. There they go. Mining station there. Get me some energy. So yeah, I can effectively have another 6 energy for free if I build mining stations on all those 3. That one's research, but I can build a research station. It will again cost 1 energy to maintain, but it'll get me society research. So I should probably do that sooner rather than later. I'm just going to pause this again a second here. And I'm back. Okay, let's carry on surveying that. I know this is not the most fascinating thing to watch really early on, but so do feel free to skip over some of these early videos if you're, but this will give you an idea of, as you see, there's a fair bit to do even before you encounter alien life, and it does feel like you're exploring a new, you're new to the galactic scene and just sort of taking those first steps out into space, and it's actually kind of exciting. I really like this initial exploration phase. It feels like you're exploring space.
Research complete.
We've researched ion thrusters. Let's do some new research. We can choose nanocomposite armor, Betharian refining.
System survey complete.
Vast amounts of energy credits for Betharian refining. That's a good one potentially. Protection. I kind of want the armor. We're going to go with nanocomposite armor. Okay, we've finished surveying the system, and we've finished building the energy station. We don't have the energy to build another one yet. Let's expand out here, and let's send our survey ship, our science vessel, to survey that system. And as soon as we have the credits, we'll tell it to build another mining station, and then we're going to start saving, I think, for a little bit, because we want a colony ship as quickly as we can get one. No, I think we can build a few more research stations first, because there's still 29 months before we... 29 months at a rate of 13, that'll give us... No, if we're relatively good with our credits, we should have enough to build a colony ship about the time that completes, because colony ships cost about 350 minerals, so I need about another 250, which is about another 20 months worth of stuff, but we need energy to colonize places as well, so you build me a energy station. There's nothing else really in this system worth mining besides the planet itself. You can look at the surface, as you can see, it's an okay planet, but I don't have the technology to clear any of these blockers yet, so if I can clear mountain ranges and active volcanoes, that would be nice.
Research complete.
These aren't blocking anything in particular, but they are blocking, resources in general. Out of the ordinary. This composition and history provides extra materials that we should take opportunity to gather. We will survey. We'll come across more irregularities. This will be surveying. Okay, so a planet modifier has appeared on Percad 3. Where is Percad 3? It's nearly habitable again. It's a nice planet, that, actually. Oh, we have finished physics research. I think we are going to ooh. Administrative AI is a flat 5% research boost speed for all research. But on the other hand, blue lasers are flat out better lasers. No, we have to get that research outpost. But this is the trick. If doing this now, you know, it's all well, you could go, oh well, I'll just give the blue lasers next time. It might not be there next time. It might not come, you know, it's a little bit random, and it makes you, oh, hello. We now know that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Dorg. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn about more of the various forms of life throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalogue alien life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey on habitable life-bearing worlds. A commendable initiative. Yep.
Situation log updated.
I agree entirely with that initiative. What we have to do for that? We have to survey 8 habitable worlds, which is potentially habitable worlds. Oh, and we have found... Yep, you guys get going, research that anomaly. Generally speaking, you want to research every anomaly you come across, unless they're really dangerous sounding. How about that soundtrack again? I love it. Oh, hello, hello, hello!
Situation log updated.
We've encountered more alien life. They are listed as beta aliens. Interesting. Let's have a look at them. Oh. Those look interesting. They don't look particularly dangerous by military power of 78. Let's research them anyway. I'm pretty sure I know what these are, because I'm pretty sure it's the same sort of aliens you get in each game. There's only so many, you know, space monsters, effectively. And I'm pretty sure those ones also, yeah, they're listed as beta. They're not even listed as red, they're listed as neutral, because they're not hostile. I think those are essentially, you know, space cows. Okay, our construction ship has finished building things over there. Let's pull it back over there. And we will start it building some mining stations out here, I think. Oh, they're leaving. We can carry on surveying the power card system. Once he's finished researching that anomaly anyway. Let's accelerate time a little bit. And we will see where... Oh! We have found an abandoned alien amusement park by the looks of things. The structures on Percad 1 are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or an amusement park of some sort. Science officer Valdrig Dentarab notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been a cutting-edge sensor array, or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us Dorg, it looks like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Intriguing. We've gained some society research and a whole bunch of engineering research from that. So yep, he can carry on surveying the system. He's nearly done there. How's our research going? Oh, they're doing the alien research at the moment.
Special project complete.
The spaceborne life forms, they are T-Yankee, which are docile creatures, and they're basically harmless, and hunting them would be a net loss anyway. So it's not worth it. Some people, some races might be psychopathic enough to go, yeah, kill them at all costs, they are abominations, but the Dorg are not interested in such things.
System survey complete.
And we will build a mining station there. And a mining station there. And I think he's finished surveying that system? Yes, he has. So he can survey the Kotor system, I think.
Research complete.
Okay, we have finished some research. We have finished researching the colony ships. So they can start work next, I think, on orbital hydroponic farms. I think we'll let our station produce food, I guess. No, I think there's better hydroponic farms outright. However, that, I think, is a reasonably good place to pause things for this video, guys, because we've just got the technology for colony ships and we're nearly ready to start building our first one. So next episode we will start producing colony ships and start our first effort to colonize another world. So let's
System survey complete.
Put this down to normal, and we'll pause this here, and that's where we'll leave this second episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. I am having as much fun as I always have playing Stellaris, which is a lot of fun. It's a fantastic game, and I very highly recommend it. As you can see, you know, we've not even built our first colony yet, and there's already so much going on. It's a magnificent game. It really is. But yeah, do like and subscribe if you want to see more, and you know, any feedback you want to leave, by all means, please do. I've been Locutus, and this is The Collective. I hope you've enjoyed watching Stellaris. See you guys next time. Cheers.